you, but when you take your car into the service station, do you feel like you're just at the mercy of a mechanic? If so, you're probably not alone. After the 3,000-mile oil change, what are we supposed to have checked? I'm thinking if it's vacuumed, but that's probably not it. Today's Northwest Afternoon Car Coaches reveal the top 5 things you should have inspected by a professional every single year. From Walt's Auto Care, please welcome Doug, Ken, and Jim. Good to have you all here. Okay. So, Doug, what is it that we need to be checking when it comes to the cars? What are the top 5 things?
Well, people use their cars for different reasons. Some people for long road trips, some as a daily commuter, and others just to get to the local coffee shop. The 5 systems you ought to have professionally inspected each year are your brakes, your steering and suspension, your cooling system, your starting and charging system, and your exhaust system. Okay,
so if we're going in for that annual checkup, do they do all those things anyway? Because I didn't ask for any of that stuff.
Well, they should offer it, but you as the car owner need to know that all those systems, those 5, they're not only safety critical, but common breakdowns are a result of the failures to those systems.
Okay, but Jim, when it comes to the brakes, what are we asking for?
Well, the brakes, you want to get them inspected at least once a year. The manufacturers have designed them to operate for approximately 20,000 miles in LA traffic, which for most of you know, it's our traffic here in Seattle, stop and go. So if you get them inspected, keep them safe, they stop you from running in the car ahead of you, or stop you from being the guy on the side of the road because you had problems with your brakes.
So I'm saying when I walk in, okay, work with me, okay?
Yeah.
I walk in and I say, could you check my brake pads or my brakes? Or
You just say, I'd like to get a brake inspection, not have any trouble.
And how much are you going to charge me?
Well, Waltz, we do that at no charge. It's a complimentary. And we want to make sure you're safe.
All right.
We want to help you out and advise you.
Okay, but how come what if I drive only 10,000 miles and not the 20,000?
Well, the stop and go is what really tears them apart.
So that matters.
If you're on a long commute, then they last a lot longer.
Hills too in Seattle.
Hills.
Sure. Okay. And rainy and wet conditions as well.
So that all adds to it. Now, what about this is called the ride system? That's the steering and the suspension. And I'm like, okay, so that's going over potholes and it messes up the car. Is that what we're talking about?
Well, it kind of the ride.
Kind of, young lady.
Yeah. But the ride system and steering system is designed to safely get you down the road. And when they're failing, your brakes don't function as well either. So if your steering system's bad and you slam on your brakes, you could be pulled into oncoming cars.
Is that done for free too?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And so I just say, just check my suspension and my steering system.
Yeah, actually, most of our customers will come in and get their oil service, and they'll ask for our complimentary inspection, and we do it from bumper to bumper, and we check that out all for you.
Okay, now cooling system.
Cooling system.
Well, yeah. Because the car is really cool, or because I want air conditioning? What are we talking about?
The number 1 cause of roadside failures today is due to cooling system failures.
Where is the cooling system?
The cooling system is, for example, we have a radiator here, which most people are familiar with, where you fill the vehicle with water and antifreeze mix.
Most people. Name 2. Okay, sorry. Oh, yeah, 3. Name 3. Okay, got it. All right. Okay,
but the cooling system actually runs through the entire engine. It's through the engine, your cylinder heads, goes through the heater core, which is where the hot water generates heat inside the car.
Okay.
Okay, and what you need to do is this needs to be serviced or at least inspected once a year. Okay, the biggest reason that the number 1 failure of roadside of vehicles is that they don't maintain the system.
So is that when everybody overheats and you just see the smoke coming out?
When you're sitting in traffic for 5 miles, that's the guy on the side of the road with the hood up.
Okay, so if we have a really bad backup, that's what you want working really well. Okay, so we're ticked off. So we want everybody to have that one.
Absolutely. We recommend that this is done generally every 2 years.
Okay, and electrical. Now, what do we need to ask about?
Again, like anything else that works off of a battery. Okay, this is another item that will keep you on the side of the road.
I just got a new battery, but I had mine for 5 years.
Well, and you're right in the frame that the average life expectancy of a battery today in an automobile is 5 to 7 years.
So then why do I have to check it every year if it's supposed to last 5?
Well, again, because batteries are affected a lot by heat and by cold. And here in Seattle, we get a combination of both of them. It's a very simple test. It's with a handheld piece of electronic equipment.
Okay.
What you want to do is catch it as it starts to get bad so you don't wind up getting stuck somewhere. You can get it replaced before that happens.
Okay, now when it comes to the exhaust, that's what this is?
Well, exhaust is probably the most overlooked of the 5 that we're talking about. Unless you have a loud muffler, And a lot of teens like loud mufflers, but for most of us, it's a sign that you need a replacement. It's time to have an inspection. But the exhaust system in today's car, this is a catalytic converter that you're holding.
So this is an important part of the car.
It ties in with the emission system. And the reason exhaust is important is that if you have a leaking exhaust system, all passengers can be exposed to dangerous gas fumes, as well as rob your system of performance.
Oh, so this isn't just about an ozone thing in the environment. This was, we could all die?
Well, what happens is the fuel gases that come through are burned, or it acts as a catalyst, or reburned, and it goes out. It's designed to go out the muffler without having any leaks. And you know, in the wintertime, when the windows are sealed, if you do have leaks, you have exposure to potential problems.
Wow, suddenly I care. Thank you. Vicki, what did you want to know?
What happens when the engine light comes on in my dashboard?
Mine does that too, and it's service engine, and then do you call the dealer, or what do you do?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to do. It came on just recently.
It just came on,
Yeah.
okay. So what does she do?
If it's a check engine light, it's doing its job. It's telling you to get it into a service center. People like us or other people, dealers, can check it, direct you in the idea, let you know what needs to happen. It could be something as simple as a loose gas cap, or it could be something where your computers determine you got a bigger problem.
So worth getting checked out, okay? So the 5 things you got to check every year after you get your oil change: your brakes, your ride system, your cooling system, your electrical system, and your exhaust system. Got it? That's because it's all written down right here. Thanks, you guys. We'll be right back with more of Northwest Afternoon.
Leonardo da Vinci, thanks for coming by.
Are you kidding? I love this place.
I understand you have a new exhibit at the Museum of Flight. Some of your best works will be there. The Mona Lisa, Last Supper.
Well,